It's 12:20. Welcome back. KX News began what's become an ongoing discussion with the Bismarck Police Department last week, where we laid out the reporting process for anyone who may fall victim to police misconduct, including excessive force. The changes being talked about on a national level haven't really been brought to the forefront in central and western North Dakota until now, but Renee Cooper sat down with the Bismarck Grassroots Group, who put together a list of requested reforms that would specifically affect Bismarck police.
Grassroots Group Equality and Justice for People of Color formed weeks ago, bringing together like-minded North Dakotans looking for reform.
The system fails people, 100%. That's why there's so much crime. The crime that these people are complaining about is because they're failing us. We're paying you guys, and you're failing us.
The top request, slash the agency's budget by 2/3.
First step is decrease police funding in the budget to less than $5 million a year.
BPD's deputy chief says the proposal would cut half of the agency's police force, among other things. And he says that's just not doable.
Defunding the police means that you have to cut training. Well, training is where we train our officers to do the right thing.
Here are the remaining requests.
I did grow up here. Basically, me and my brother half the time being the only black kids in our classes, or the only not white kids sometimes in our classes. When I was in school, seeing people or their parents ending up in situations with police, 9 times out of 10 it had to do with something mental health related.
And this is where the activists and law enforcement start seeing eye to eye.
When there are limited services in a lot of communities, and there are in this community, is like there is in every community, it's left to fall on the officer's lap because we're out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Ultimately, Stugelmeyer says more mental health services are needed, but cutting their budget is not the answer. He sent me a list of all of the calls BPD took over the course of 3 days. There were 527. Most are crime or traffic stops, with the exception of some medical calls, which Deputy Chief Stugelmeyer says officers are purposefully dispatched to because they carry medical kits and can usually arrive on scene first.
If you cut people, you're gonna get less of a response. If you're a victim of a crime, our response times are gonna have to be reduced. And if you reduce, for example, salaries and benefits, we're not attracting the best and brightest police officers. So it's a snowball effect that you don't want to have happen when you start defunding.
But this group of activists says something's got to change, even here.
We need a civilian police accountability council because we need to police the police because they're harming our people and we can't do nothing. They have qualified immunity and we can't do nothing.
Stugelmeyer says what all law enforcement agencies need is a good foundation, trustworthy recruits, adequate training, and the right culture. All things he says are important to his department. Reporting for KX News in Bismarck, Renee Cooper.
Here's a better picture of how the police department's budget fits into city spending as a whole. For 2020, police expenditures added up to $16,104,582. The total budget for the city is over $233 million, which means the PD's budget makes up 6.9% of Bismarck's total spending for the year. Public health makes up just 1.1%. So to come on KX News, aerial mosquito spraying in Minot is on hold due to COVID-19, but one pollinator species crucial to our ecosystem will benefit. And we'll check in with meteorologist Amber Wheeler for a last look at the weather.
Tomorrow morning on Good Day Dakota, get ready for a hot and humid weekend. Find out just how hot you could get.
And we'll have our latest four-legged guest from Furry Friends Rock and Rescue Animal Rescue. That's Friday on Good Day Dakota.